Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 2, and today I'm going to be giving you part 54 of Uchiha Naruto, the Sage. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends on your social media platform, and after this, I'm going to be posting What If Naruto Got a New Bloodline, so stay in tune for that. And on my main channel tonight, Anime King, I'm gonna be posting What If Naruto was trained to be a mercenary? And also, What If Naruto wasn't a Sasuke? So stay in tune for that and enjoy. And remember to click that red subscribe button if you're new, and comment down below and tell me. I'll be replying and talking back to all of you. So yeah guys, and without further ado, let's get straight into it. So last time we left off, Naruto went to visit Mai, as Naruto started being more open about his feelings, as when he died and went to the afterlife, he saw nothing, it was empty. Just like his childhood, no one was there with him. So Naruto went to Mai, as he talked to her about the marriage proposal, that the two of them will be together. He also gave her a 3-prong kunai to call him if she wants something, but she must not call him for stupid reasons. Naruto then went back to Konoha after having his meeting with the Fire Daimyo. When Naruto arrived, Tsunade was pissed as she punched Naruto through the wall. After healing himself and sitting down, Tsunade looked at him and asked him why did he insult the Fire Daimyo. So yeah, that was basically the last part we left off. You guys can switch across and check it out for yourself. So let's start this new episode. We start this episode with Tsunade as she looked at Naruto, as him and Jiraiya was still in the office. Why did you insult the Fire Daimyo? You basically called the man an old pipe and that he should drop dead and that he's useless. She received the report a couple hours ago and the Fire Lord wasn't pleased. He had even threatened to cut off Konoha a budget that would bring disaster to Konoha economy. And she could not let something like that happen, or the place will fall into pure disaster. No, said Naruto as he shook his head. What I expected is for you to get out of control when you heard it, Naruto said. You lack emotional control, Tsunade. As for example, he then pointed at the broken wall. You even assaulted a clan head because you cannot keep your emotions under control. It is quite unbefitting for a Hokage. In your current state of mind, you cannot make decisions that will benefit the village. All you can do is do things that is fuel and shorted by your small fuse, Naruto said. As Tsunade was now glaring at Naruto, killer intent leaking out of her, but Naruto did not stop. This isn't the first time you lose your emotional control. You lose your control and you abandon the village. This is not the first time you have broken walls, wasting valuable resources. You are even drunk right now. Tell me, in that state, can you make good decisions? I can argue with you and come to an agreement that you're not fit to be a good Hawk. As Naruto didn't get to finish his sentence, Tsunade snapped the decks in half as she appeared right in front of Naruto. As she brought her fist up, but Naruto activated Susanoo as she slammed their fist into it, sending Naruto flying back into the wall. Naruto then deactivated Susanoo as Tsunade rushed up to him as she grabbed him by the collar and raised him up in the air. You cold manipulated bastard, did you do all of this just to get the Hokage seat? She growled at him. By this time, the Hokage's office was flooded with envoys. They were everywhere, as Naruto remained calm and didn't say a word. As he activated his eternal Mangekyo Sharingan and its spin, Tsunade was looking into his eyes, as she let go of him and became dizzy and fell on the ground with a thud. When he took a step away from Tsunade, Jiraiya was in front of him, with a number of envoys with their swords drawn. Is this a coup d'etat? Jiraiya asked, as his right hand was ready to form a Rasengan. Naruto looked amused by this. Sadly, no, he responded, but it did not ease the tension in the office. Although, said Naruto, it would have been interesting if it was one. What did you do to Tsunade? Asked Jiraiya. It's just a genjutsu. You can snap her out of it anytime. I merely did it to calm her down, Naruto said, as he was very calm for a person who had over 10 swords pointed at him. A Anvu walked over to Tsunade. Yes, he's right, it's a genjutsu, the Anvu said, reporting to Jiraiya. Jiraiya walked up, as he picked her up and put her on her seat. As he then turned to Naruto. Answer her question, Jiraiya said. No, I am not after her seat, said Naruto as he then paused. By the way, Jiraiya, these Anvus cannot do anything against me. And when someone point their weapon at me, I tend to become excited. And when I become excited, people always die. You may be powerful, Uchiha, but you can't in your right mind think that you can defeat us all, a tiger Anvu Ma said. Jiraiya just stared at Naruto, as he knew these Anvus couldn't stop him, and Naruto would probably escape if it come to it. But he already answered the question. He didn't want Tsunade's position. But before Jiraiya could tell the Anvu to stand down, another one spoke. Uchihas are very arrogant. Because of their eyes, they think they are above everyone. But don't get that in your head, boy, the Anvu said as he made sure not to look into Naruto's eyes. Not in my right mind? Arrogant? A boy? Naruto then smiled as it wasn't a happy smile. There was a burst of chakra as it sent all of the Anvus flying away from him. The chakra was so dense that the wall of the Hokage's tower started to crack, especially the floor that Naruto was standing on. It was cracking up into pieces as the Anvus got tense, as they were surprised at the amount of chakra Naruto could let out in mere seconds. Jiraiya then tries best to defuse the situation. Naruto, raising your chakra like that only put the village in panic, Jiraiya said as he too was pushed back by the chakra that Naruto released. Naruto smirked as he lessened his chakra, putting the Anvus at ease. So, do you think that the head of the Uchiha clan is still an arrogant boy and not in his right mind? Naruto said out loud. It was then the Anvu realized that Naruto was the head of the Uchiha clan. He was just under Tsunade and they just insulted the head of a clan. No, the Anvu said, as he realized a mistake that he just made. But Naruto did not pay him any mind, he just turned to Jiraiya. It is about time we wake up Tsunade, so we can get back to this meeting, Naruto said calmly. Jiraiya then went over as he tried to disturb Tsunade's chakra, to break the genjutsu, but it did not work. He tried again, it did not work, as this brought back the tense atmosphere that was in the office. Jiraiya looked at Naruto with a worried look on his face. Why won't she wake up? He asked. Naruto stroked his chin in a thinking manner. I must have used a powerful genjutsu that affects her mind only. It's a powerful genjutsu that only Tsunade can break, but it is tricky. The longer she stays in it, the more she thinks it's reality, and she will stuck that way if she doesn't break it in time, he said as he didn't seem to be worried about anything. As this only forced the Anvus to get to action again, as it seems Naruto has put Tsunade, their Hokage, in a problem position. How can you stay calm like that? Are you saying that the genjutsu cannot be broken? Jiraiya yelled at Naruto as he was now worried about Tsunade. Overreacting will not solve anything, Naruto said. I can break her out of it, he said, as he then held up a ram seal. Nothing happened for a few seconds, until Tsunade started to stir. If I do this again, I won't break her out of it. Next time, you will have to get a Yamanaka clan member to make her know that she's in a genjutsu. So, let she watch her step, Naruto said. Seeing that Tsunade was getting back up, Jiraiya motioned for the Anvus to leave, because if Naruto wanted to kill her, he would have tried it already. So with that, the Anvu left, as Jiraiya sat back down, and Naruto did the same. For a second there, I thought you were going to kill Tsunade. Isn't there other way? You should have calmed her down, asked Jiraiya. You should ask your shoulder that, said Naruto, as Jiraiya looked at his shoulder and winced in the memory, remembering that he tried to calm Tsunade down when she heard about what Naruto did to the Fire Lord, and she punched him. Jiraiya then spoke again. I did not think that you were the one to use Genjutsu to stop your opponent from moving. You look like the one to cut them down, said Jiraiya. I only use Genjutsu when I want to torture someone, Naruto said. Torture? Jiraiya wondered, but she was smiling. Tsunade had a smile on her face when she was under the Genjutsu, so Jiraiya was confused. She did not have the look of someone who was being tortured in her mind. Well, it actually was torture, said Naruto. Tsunade has spent already 2 months inside of her own dreams, and what she felt was pure desire. She was living her perfect life, and now she will wake up back to reality and saw that all of that was just an illusion. Jiraiya glared at Naruto. Why would you do something like that? Jiraiya asked. Because I can, and I wanted her to know what was real. Tsunade is trapped up in her past, and she also lacks emotional control. Her greatest desires are dead, Naruto said. As we skip to another location, Nagato was looking through Tendo's eyes, as he was currently in the Rain Village, looking down at the village. He had collected the 6 tails, and now he was waiting for the day all Akatsuki members could reach their objective. But the current clan was put on hold since the 2-tail wasn't recovered. Shikaku was also not captured, so the plan wasn't going well. He had thought things would go smoothly, but nothing has gone well. And this will slow things down a lot, and the Cloud will keep their Jinchuriki on lockdown since after what happened, and also the Sand will be on high alert now. But he was the god of the Rain Village, the god of peace. Nothing was impossible for him. Nagato, Konan called out from inside. Tendo turned around as he looked at her for a moment, as he then walked back inside. But he already sensed that someone else was in there, as he turned to see the masked man, Sharingan meeting Rinnegan. Did you succeed on your mission? Tendo asked as he looked straight at the masked man. I could have succeeded, but when I heard that Kakazu and Hidan failed, it doesn't really make sense. We have to capture the 1 and the 2-tail first. Tendo nodded, as it was understandable, since they could not keep all the Jinchuriki in one place. But we have to collect the 1-tail and the 2-tail. I will head to the Sand in a week to collect the 1-tail, the masked man said. While the man spoke, Konan remained quiet. After he finished, he then spoke again. But right now, we have to hold our remaining plans and deal with something else that is very annoying, Tobi said, as he then looked out at the village. I assume that you're talking about Uchiha Naruto, Nagato stated, knowing that Naruto is a problem. Tobi just nodded. He has become a problem to our plans. With him still standing, he will keep on stopping us. Our way to peace, Tobi said. So we have to take care of him. Nagato then nodded. What about the Kyuubi? Tobi sighed. I've been looking everywhere for it. I have not been able to find it. But once you counter him, it will be easy for you to use your ability and get that information out of his head. Again, Nagato nodded. I will head to Konoha in a week, as he also had a score to settle with the village hidden in the leaf. He had his own personal vendetta against that village, so he will make sure that he destroyed completely. You will fight him, but not now, not in your current condition anyway. Although I have no doubt in your power, Naruto has proven to be stronger, and he uses Sharingan far better than you use your Rinnegan. If you were to battle him like that, you will lose, Toby stated bluntly. Nagato merely narrowed his eyes at the man, but he did not comment. Your six-pack power proved strong against your other opponents because they did not understand your power. But Naruto knew everything about the Rinnegan. He knew all of your strength and your weakness. You cannot expect to defeat him in your current state, especially when he knew your weakness, Toby said, as he paused, waiting for Nagato to say anything, or if he would be against it. But Nagato did not say anything, although you can be a match for him, as Toby smiled behind the mask. You just need to regain your mobility and gain more power. We have the 6 tails and the 5 tails in our position. Am I correct? Toby asked. Nagato then nodded. Good, they will do. Now lead me to your real body, so we will discuss how you shall get back your mobility. As Toby started to walk away, acting like he knew where Nagato's real body was located, even though he asked Tendo to lead him to the body. Glancing at Konan as he motioned her to follow, Tendo started to walk back to the real body of Nagato. Meanwhile in Konoha, Tsunade became fully conscious as she stretched, as she then gazed and glared at the blonde in front of her. But before she could speak, Naruto beat her to it, as he was ignoring her dead glare. You asked me if I did all of this to get your seat as the Hokage, but my answer is no. I would have not go through so much trouble for it, but if you had an enemy who wanted a seat, they would know how to exploit your weakness. And say if the Fire Daimyo was watching all of this happen, what would he have said? As Tsunade looked at Naruto as she tried her best not to lash out at the blonde. If she lashed out again, she would just prove him right that she could not control her emotions. She then looked at her sake as she drank straight from the bottle, as neither of them said anything. As Naruto then spoke, I show you. What do you have to work on? Naruto told her. Couldn't you have just talked to her about it? Jiraiya said. No, I could have, but I had to show her, Naruto said, as he looked at Tsunade. You did this for your own amusement. You are a cruel and selfish bastard. I don't even know how I can stand you, Tsunade said, as she took another gulp of her sake again. Naruto simply shrugged, but I do hope that you learn that you must keep your emotion under check. I don't want to kill anyone who try to take over your seat because of your emotions. You sound like you want me to stay Hokage, Tsunade asked as she looked at Naruto. Yes, Naruto responded. For now, that is. Senju has done enough. They had ruled over the village for a long time now. They have done enough to make it stand, but soon, the Uchihas will take lead of the village. None of them commented on this as Tsunade then spoke. So what in your right mind possessed you to crash into the daimyo's palace and forced your way to get an appointment? You also cursed out the man and called him useless and worthless. And you didn't even apologize for your behavior. And on your way out of the palace, his grandchild tried to defend him, but you kicked the poor boy in his face. Also, if that was not enough, you almost killed every guard in the palace. Tsunade said as her voice was getting higher, showing that she was not pleased and soon enough she would lose her temper. Well, nothing possessed me. I was merely expressing myself, Naruto said. Tsunade growled. Do you know what you have done? She asked. Yes, Naruto said, as he thought for a moment. I showed them that Konoha cannot be bullied, and I told that old man about his worth. In his response, I guess that he has threatened to cut off the funding for Konoha and let the village dry. If you know that, then why did you do it? Konoha is not like the sound. We cannot function without the Fire Daimyo's money. Without him, we will suffer. Our economy will take a huge hit. We won't have enough money to keep the village standing. He has even threatened to denounce us in public. Do you know how many clients we will lose after that? Tsunade said, as her voice got even higher. Don't worry, he won't do any of that. And I will make sure that I sort everything out, Naruto said. Can you really be certain about this? Naruto smiled. There is no fire country without Konoha, but Konoha can exist without the fire country's money. All we need is a smart leader who knows to attract business. Konoha is the fire country's power. We are the one that made this country strong, and if the fire daimyo stop fund Konoha, we aren't the only one that will suffer. Jiraiya then just got hit by realization. He's right. If the fire country stop funding us, then they will be weak as well. The fire daimyo power will also weaken, and it will mean less money for him. Oh, and I politely told him that if he stopped fund Konoha, then the Sound Village or any other village will try to take over here and start killing everyone, and also his wife, his grandson and his children will be killed, if not by them, but by someone else. Tsunade was thoughtful for a moment. Naruto, why did you go to the Fire Lord in the first place? I just went there to set the record straight. Konoha is not his to control. He has no say of what happened inside of the village. We give his country protection, and he gives us the funds and the land. It is as simple as that. Tsunade rubbed her temple as she felt a headache coming. As she shook her head, why would you go so far, Naruto? She asked again. When Madara and Hashirama founded this village, they did not go to the Fire Lord for his formation or anything. Hashirama and Tobirama set up this village. This village is a military village with civilians, so the Fire Lord has no say. Well, I guess that is it, Naruto said as he stood up. As he looked at both of them, he then disappeared in flames. Tsunade and Jiraiya sighed. Well, I will get some more information about this, said Jiraiya. You should really fix this place up, he said as he looked about the room. As he then went through the window, leaving Tsunade all alone, as she remembered the sweet dream that she had. Later that day, at the Uchiha compound, Yuji was lying in bed with Naruto. When she came there, she saw Naruto already in bed at this early time, so she just decided to get in with him. As Naruto wasn't wearing any shirt and he was just looking up at the ceiling. So, what were you up to? Yuji asked him. Well, I was doing some training, Naruto said. He said it in a different tone. As Yuji noticed this, she also noticed that he looked weary. You must have done a lot of training. You look tired. I was merely perfecting some few things that needed to be perfecting, Naruto responded. So, how was your stay in the village when I was away? The question was a surprise to her. She had never expected him to ask such a question. She smiled though. Perhaps things between them were going to change for the better. It's okay, I guess. I did not have much to do, but I missed you a lot, she replied honestly. Perhaps next time I leave for a mission, you should come with me, he said. That would be great, Yuji said with a smile. She doubted that it would be possible though, but it was a thought that counted. Naruto then turned around, as he turned to face her directly in her eyes, as there was something about being in this position with him made her feel a bit excited. Naruto then moved closer to her, as he kissed her out of nowhere. But Yuji loved it, as the kiss was passionate, unlike the last time, and it lasted for a bit while longer. I want you to know this, Yuji, I love you, Naruto said. He then spoke again. If you wake up before me, don't wake me up. I am tired. My body needs much rest. As he then turned around and pulled the sheets over him. Yuji had a big smile on her face. Naruto just kissed her, and he confessed to loving her. What else could she want more than that? As she felt so sweet at the moment. But guys, I'm gonna be ending this episode right here. If you want to see the next part of this, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. And remember guys, after this, I'm gonna be giving you what if Naruto got a new bloodline, so stay in tune for that. And on my second channel guys, I'm gonna be giving you what if Naruto was in a Sasuke, and also what if Naruto was trained to be a mercenary. But for now, I'm out of here. Peace.